Yo, what it is, world? It's your boy Jay News, and you are now tuned into Not Rated Radio on Dash Radio's Dash Discover. And today, like no other day, we have somebody special. We don't have an artist, we don't have an influencer, we don't have a model. We have a talent manager, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, talent manager. Right on the Zoom chat. It's my pleasure to introduce TJ. How you doing, boss?
I'm doing well, Jay. What's going on with you? How you been?
Man, I'm doing good, man. You know, just steady trying to get through this coronavirus and the holidays and me and family, but I'm good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, man. You know, making it happen the best I can virtually, as much as I'd like to be here.
I hear that. I hear that. Well, first and foremost, man, I just want to say thank you for hopping on the Zoom chat call with us today. It's definitely a pleasure to get, connected with you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me for sure. It's great to be here.
Not a problem, TJ. So how we get this started, man, is by giving all our listeners and supporters a brief summary on who TJ is, what you got going on with your business, talent management, and so forth.
Yeah. Well, a little bit about me. I was born and raised in Philadelphia, so I'm a diehard Philly sports fan. Go Birds!
Mm-hmm.
You got to throw that out there. And in my work, I just happened to being around different events and then began hosting them, and from there, made a connection with different artists and began traveling with them to events, doing different things. And from there, one of the big things that I live by is monetizing solutions. And from that, was birthed the management company. And with all the skills I've had in industry management across the board, that's something that I focus heavily on now. Just, helping artists get to different, what I like to call anchor points in their career, or different goal-oriented situations that they can then use to fixate on their final vision and move that way and get things done the way that they need to do.
Okay, so pretty much you just solidify. You just put in good situations and putting the artist where he can be seen, heard, and benefit from, which is amazing. Because I feel like nowadays that's what artists need, especially with the whole this pandemic we got going on, with everything virtually and internet wise. Is the big way to hit the market. So I definitely respect what you got going on with getting the message out there. So stepping right into it, why don't you talk to me about your business you have going on, the collaborations that you have going on with? Just tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we can get into that. So the business that I, owner operator of is called Lethal Minded Prodigies Management. Within that, we manage, talent, and that's music, that's actresses, that's, artists of all different kinds, with skills that tie into what an artist needs for their future. With everything going on in this climate, I believe that it's important for our African-American artists, especially, to understand that their career also needs to be framed as a business. Mm-hmm. So what my business really does for a lot of these artists is to give them options into how they build their brand, one, and also to diversify. It's important not to just chase one bag, in any situation. A side hustle, anybody in business will tell you to get multiple streams of income. Exactly. It's important, to not only have those streams of income, but also know how to manage them. And that's what my company does. A lot of, middle management in ways, a lot of, consultations and advice to, what the next best step is, in your career, to make sure that you have something to fall back on. And you're also continuing to, follow your passion if it, it's outside of making music, One of the newest collaborations we have going is with the official Royal Hype, which is founded by a bass player named Antoine Don. He's out of, Chi-Town, and he's finishing up some major projects. He just put together a team, who are working with some of the largest artists right now, nationwide. I'm not one that likes to, name drop or anything like that. Right. But he's finishing up on, Dame Dash's projects, Dame Studios, helping Kanye finish a couple things. Nice. A couple producers we just partnered with. They're finishing up with Ray Shremmerd. We've got producers, from Texas, New York, Florida, everywhere, coming together in this COVID collaboration is what we're really calling it, to move everything to a digital platform. That way, artists can still get work done within, this COVID situation. It's not as if you can go to a studio and get a 6-hour lockout and, expect it to be open. LA's on a 3-week lockdown. So really right now, what we're focused on doing is being that outlet for artists to be able to create digitally, and virtually on the platform that we have now. So that's one of the major things that we're doing. I'm a talker, so you'll have to.
No, you're good.
You can't tell.
No, I like that. I like you. You're really passionate about what you're saying, and it shows. Yeah.
You know, and one of the fun things, on a lighter note, with the holidays and everything going on, we've gotten into partnering with nonprofits, specifically Girls Inc. of Pinellas County,
Hmm.
who we just helped for Giving Tuesday. I don't know if you're familiar with the hashtag and things that went on. It's a fundraiser specifically
Hmm.
on December 1st of every year, where you choose a charity that you would like to donate to. So, this past Giving Tuesday, we partnered with Girls Inc. of Pinellas County. That's the official Royal Hype and Girls Inc.
Uh-huh.
And we were able to with them raise over $28,500 in 24 hours,
Nice.
which
Nice.
was
Damn.
and that's directly into girls programming for the future women of America. That's like with Kamala Harris being president, things like that. We really believe strongly in our future women leaders.
Hmm.
So even coming up, we're doing a charity concert for them as well, where the proceeds from the concert go directly back into the foundation, which is
Nice.
I had never really traversed the nonprofit sector, but to be able to provide for the community in a way that
Oh
we can
yeah.
get the bag, we can make 5-10K on a single project, and that's nothing. But to be able to do it for the community and for our future leaders with a purpose and with a vision is something that we're all about right now. So that's getting me
Yeah.
fired up for Christmas. Everything, man. To be able to help out.
Yeah, no doubt, man, and that's dope that you guys are actually giving back to the community because a lot of businesses, especially a lot of small businesses, you really don't hear that as much. It's always about getting what they got to get first, and then maybe going back and helping the community. But at that point, you can't really tell. So to hear from you and your experiences of you jumping into it, collabing with another corporation, y'all getting together and making some great things happen is really inspiring to
Yeah,
hear.
man, dude, I really I believe that you have to give in order to receive. Like that
Hmm.
that is a basis of it. Even with I'll tell you, this is a funny story about me, dude. I couldn't pay a bill until, up until about 3-4 years ago consistently. I was
Yeah,
always catching up to the bill. How much
yeah.
can I give you now? And you know,
Yeah, I feel it. I know it too well.
you know, it really started to break out for me when I realized I was able to help certain people
Hmm.
when I would keep things together in a certain way. And then I realized that I became a better steward of my money. I was better at budgeting, I was better at planning based on helping more people. So within business, it's not really about going to people with a handout. It's really, even with the collaborations we're doing with these producers, is how can we support you? What is the project that you're working on now? Because that's what comes first before I'm gonna ask for anything. Like
Hmm.
it's best to go and say, look, I just want to help you. It doesn't matter if you can give me anything. I just want to help.
Right,
Like that's the best way to approach business. If you go in with a greedy mindset, it's not saying that it won't last.
right.
But you can make a sale and you'll get the commission for it. Is another phrase I like to say. If you notice this as well, I speak in a lot of small quotes.
No, I got
You
you.
can make a sale and you get the commission, but if you make a friend, you make the fortune. And that's
Facts.
something that's very important. It's about your network, and your network is your currency. The sooner that we begin to realize that as young business owners, the sooner we'll stop looking for just stepping on the next person's head to get ahead. And I firmly stand on that and believe in that. So that's part of the reason we get involved with so much giving back to the community without
Mm,
even really being at a point where we can really ball out, as some people would say. We're not
right.
there yet, like by any means.
Uh-huh.
So
But y'all putting the steps and applying the pressure to it. So that's where the respect comes in for that. So I definitely see that and hear that from you all. So just stepping into this next question, for all the artists out there that are listening and would be like, yo, how can I get my information, or what are you actually looking for when it comes to working with a corporation or an artist? What do they have to have already set in stone for you to be like, okay, let's go with this plan and let's do it this way?
yeah, a lot of it comes down to really what work they're putting in. That is what I look for in a
You hear that,
business and
y'all?
art.
What work y'all put it in? Don't just
What
be
work are
expecting the
you putting
management
in?
team to do everything. You
It's
know what I'm saying? And
Dude,
that's what,
Jay, I can't
not
tell
to
you.
cut you off, bro, but that's
No,
where
you
I
got
mean,
it.
I come with a lot of artists because a lot of artists just think like, oh, I just make these couple songs and then boom. He's nah, bro. It's a whole process that goes in behind that. But yeah, talk a
No.
little bit more about that.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Like you would be surprised how many people get an online audition. We call it Motown Records, and then they think that they're good. They need a manager. I'm
Yeah.
like, you got an audition with Motown Records. Why? Not why are you on my phone, but like, yo, it's like, okay, like,
Right, right.
you got an audition. Good for you. Like that doesn't sway me one way or another. Realistically, the one thing that I look for in an artist is one, how much work he's putting in. How serious is he about getting, networking? How serious is he about, getting true fans and building a true fan base? I'm about to get into it here.
Yeah,
You
go
don't see
ahead.
enough people who really are building a genuine fan base anymore, which is
Mm,
crazy. These artists would rather spend, $5,000, $10,000 on 250,000 spins on Spotify or 5,000 followers, and you look at their interaction with their fans, and anything less than 10% in my mind is like,
yeah,
you got 16,000 followers and you have 200 people interacting on your pages. You know what I mean? If you look
yeah,
at my page and I got 390 followers, I interact with over 2/3 of them on
yeah,
a
yeah.
regular basis, like on a day-to-day basis. So when I go to an artist, I'm really looking to see, how much of your fan base is real, like how many people like
Hmm.
you're actually interacting with. The second thing is obviously like if you're profitable, like
Right, right.
that's that's a major key in any situation. A lot of times, I'd rather work with, someone who's working hard and putting the work in and is able to be taught certain things, as opposed to someone who's like, I got the juice and I can make things happen.
Hmm.
With a lot of businesses, with a lot of artists, you'll see a spike. It doesn't matter on a local level, on a national level. How long can you maintain that? And what you're doing on a day-to-day basis is what's going to determine how far you're going to go in your career. And I
Hmm.
firmly believe on that. And that's where I really stand with what I look for in business and artists, you
Hmm.
know, to work
Okay.
with them.
Okay, yeah, that's gems right there. You just dropped because a lot of artists need to hear that because, like you just said, a lot of artists have this uh I don't want to say fairy tale world because they're achieving it, they can achieve their dreams, but it's just like it's not really realistic. I'll say you got to
Mm,
put a plan and structure to it. So yeah, I'm glad that you
exactly.
pointed that out to what you're looking for and how to conduct business.
Well,
Now,
yeah,
stepping.
and
Oh no,
go
go ahead.
ahead.
What you want to say?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, you mentioned a very good point in terms of setting, expectations and goals. I mentioned a little bit earlier, having those goals and expectations like anchor points in your career, or if you play
Mm-hmm.
video games, checkpoints where you
Mhm.
need to get to be successful in your career, or, just mile markers. That is major. If you don't really have a set plan as to how it works, I'm not necessarily the guy to come in and build a plan with you. Will I do it? Like, yes, artist development
Yes.
is part of it. You need to have a vision of what you want, and I can help you get there. If there's not a plan and you're just out here just, in the wild wild west, it's like, this
Yeah,
is
yeah, it's
lawless
gonna be
country,
a
bro.
tough.
Like, it's gonna it's gonna be very hard, and you're gonna wear yourself out, going all different directions, and you're doing a lot of running, but you're not really going anywhere. So,
Mhm.
I just wanted to get that in there real quick as well.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Now, with you, having the business, started the business, collaborations with business people, artists, and doing, the good community work. What is the next steps for your brand? The collaboration you have with the Royal Hype. What are your next steps going forward in the future for everybody to know? Oh, I'm sorry, my phone's ringing.
Gotcha. Uh, the next steps with all of the collaborations and things that we're doing now, first and foremost, is expansion.
Mhm.
Obviously, like, being a small brand, even though the network is growing, it's not as if, our reach is growing. So, building the clientele that we work with, building a roster, really getting in and digging deep with, people that we want to work with. It for me is starting a wave.
Mm.
In Los Angeles, we had the pleasure of working with them in LA for a day before they, closed stages back down. The overarching message was for people not to lose hope and to continue pushing forward. We
Mhm.
just want to begin to expand with that message, and from there, just like I said, build our clientele, and then there's some there's some plans that are in the works now that I don't want to get too much into. But, oh,
Right.
that's a
Right.
good
All right. Let me get
idea.
that.
But the best answer I can give is expanding, for the most part.
Yeah, I feel that. I
Um,
feel that.
Definitely. And then, also with what we were able to do with this nonprofit, we want to continue to do that month in and month out. We've got the Super Bowl coming up. We'd like to partner with Place 60, United Way, a couple other foundations, Make a Wish. NBA starting up in a couple days.
Yeah.
Like all of these foundations that we see doing a lot of good in the community with. We want to be that go between the community and these foundations and the larger scale things, whether it's major artists or major athletes, all completely encompassing, for the most
Mhm.
part, the community and their reach and what we're able to do to give back. That is that's really just the major thing that we're focused on, as well as, expanding and making more money. That's, you know, you gotta get the bag,
Yeah, think
we put
outside
in
the
the work
box.
now. We put in our 50,000 hours. It's
Yeah.
just that time to really, put it in gear.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's dope for with the stuff that you got coming in a future in a future time frame that you have. Now, stepping into this next question, um, for I don't know whoever's listening out there, but now that we have you, what would you say to anybody that wants to get in that field of being a talent manager or even starting their own talent company? What is the process of doing that? I know it's not easy, but if you
Well,
could
yeah.
break that down for us and let us know.
Oh, dude, definitely. So I'm the first advice I could give is don't quit your day job. That is number one. Like,
Talk
first
to
and
him.
foremost, a lot of people like it's like a lot of people think, oh, I'm entrepreneurial. I could go self-employed. It's really not. It
Yeah.
takes a lot of time. If you want to get into talent management, it's very much like dating. If you could look online, read through it, you go through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of artists, to build a roster. It's not that everyone fits. It's like how many people do you see in a day? How many of them can you work with? It's
Right.
filtering through that. So even within that process, a little tidbit of what I do is I reach out to anywhere between 30 and 45 potential artists a day. I
Ooh.
may really even reach back out to one or two of them. And
Hmm.
that's just part of the grind. Also, with that, the same thing I would say to an artist is set goals, set expectations as to what you expect and what you're looking for and what your plan really is. You get an act that may not break in about 3 years, and you quit your day job, and they're playing gigs making 250, and you're
Yeah.
written in at 12%. You're
It's out
I
there.
hope
It's
you're
like,
living on a grand
damn.
tour bus or something. you know Another big thing, obviously, is communication.
Hmm.
You got to communicate. Like, you have to be communicative within a framework, whether you're out networking for an artist, whether you're getting in touch with booking agents or doing these things here and there. It's important to touch base with them within a week, 2 weeks, and let them know what they're doing. They may
Mm,
feel like you just left them on scene, left them on red. Well, in the
right.
meantime, you got meetings from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The best thing to do in a lot of those situations is to make sure you communicate, follow up with them. And a lot of times, I get myself into trouble where I go 2, 3 days without really being in contact. One little tip that I could say is, as well, when you hit
Yeah.
them up, have some good news.
Yeah. Don't hit it with the oh
have
damn.
some good you were like, oh, guess what? Like, I know I haven't hit you up, but guess what? This is what's going on.
Right.
Is a fun way to do it. Last thing I would say is just in terms of even just being a decent human being, but really about being a talent manager is important in networking and relationships, and
Hmm.
respect. Respect for
Mm.
everyone is major. You can't go in thinking that you're better than anybody, less than anyone. Like, it's all about a mutual respect when it comes to a relationship, and that is what talent managers do. We foster and continue to build new relationships day in and day out. So it's important that you respect everyone that you come into contact with, whether you're working with them now, whether you want to work with them in the future, whether you never want to work with them. At some point in time, it's a big industry, but it's also a very small industry. You don't
Right.
know when you're going to cross that person again. It's important to treat everybody with respect.
Yeah.
So those are some
No.
tips.
Oh no, definitely. I bet you damn TJ. TJ is giving y'all free game right now. Y'all better listen. He is not playing. I
Yeah.
respect that, dog. I respect that. Now I got two more questions before we wrap it up, but I just want to for my next question, I just want to hear just on, and you ain't got to give all the game, but just give a little something on, because I have this a lot when I deal with artists, and it's the emails. The emails. Do you have any sort of get the game for these artists? Because I know I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you talk first, and I'm gonna say my experiences.
Yeah.
But how would you say artists need to apply directions to their emails when they're going out for talent agencies or record labels or something like that?
Yeah. Oh, well, one thing is, I've spent a lot of time in sales, and there's one thing that I cannot stand, and it's a cold call. Like, I do not like cold calling
Yeah,
anyone. All right, like,
yeah,
it's intimidating as it is to approach a major label.
yeah,
You have
yeah.
no idea who's reading your email, anything like that. So if this is my go-to, like, this is my go-to. Do your research, okay? Like,
Mm,
like, for me, it's like I check out Scooter Braun's page. I don't know about anybody else. Like I want to be a manager. So I research the competition of people who do this. I
Mhm.
go to Scooter Braun's page and I run the list of everyone who's on there. His team is listed in the About Me section.
Mhm.
The talent agents, the A&Rs, his whole team is listed on there.
Yeah.
What you can then go and do is you can directly go to that person, give them a follow, their social media, their LinkedIn, everything is up there along with their email. Give it a soft open. Just like, just go in and like a couple posts, go in and shoot them a DM. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, your stuff is great. Love what you do. I saw your picture with such and such, super dope. Boom. Leave it like that. They're going to
Mhm.
read it. It's Instagram. Who's not reading the DMs on their Instagram?
That's facts. Big
And from
facts.
there, it makes it a lot easier to then approach the label with an email as you need to go more formal. Now, if you're really good at this, like, if you get good at this, you'll be in my shoes, within a couple years. You find out the person who is the gatekeeper for the person above them. You find who
Mhm.
they are. And, you go straight to them directly after, warming up to them in a certain way. Send the email directly to them. The
Mhm.
second tidbit I would say is templates. Dude, oh my goodness, you need at least 20 email templates.
That's where I would. That was that's
Yeah.
what my question was for. Is like you can't because you'd be surprised. I'm pretty sure you get it all the time. I tell artists to send in music and they send it in just their YouTube link,
Yeah,
no
no,
name,
don't do
no
that.
bio. Like,
I'm
bro, who
deleting
are
it.
you?
It's deleting it. I'm not even reading it. And, no, now I'll say this, dude. I very much don't like email. After I get that proper email structure together, and
Yeah.
we go back and forth, then feel free. But that first email, it
Yes.
dictates who
Talk
you
about
are
that.
and like how organized you are as a person. You tell a lot of person about how they dress, all these things. I say don't judge a book by its cover, but this is an email, okay? And I'm
Yeah.
reading from the subject line, which is the cover, all the way down. You leave a blank subject line, bro. I don't even know if I
Not
want to
even
read this.
attempted it. Right.
There's nothing interesting about this. Like, I don't know who this is, J7330 bag, at yahoo.com. Like, I'm not
Right.
getting into that, so it's important that you take the time to really, fill it out properly. This is your
There you
career.
go.
This is your passion. You take a little time, fill it out properly. And if you don't, like, very much like me, I don't like busy work. I don't like repetitive work. I make a lot of templates and I put my detail in the subject line. So a couple of meetings I had to prepare for today, in the subject line, I write out specifically what it is,
Mm.
LMP meeting for such and such. And I put a date on it
Mm.
immediately. So, and then a template, dude, I just fill in, I copy
Yeah.
and paste, dude,
It's good to go.
and it's good to go. But I
Yeah.
make sure that I put the detail in the subject line. So even if they don't open it, and they get on the call, they're like, oh, I didn't look at the email. I'm like, okay, type this in. I don't need you to like go digging through your inbox, dude. You could have,
Exactly.
100
Smart
emails for
man.
Christmas, dude. Like, yo, come on. Like,
Yeah.
you got to set yourself up for success. That's one of the easiest ways you could do it,
Right. Well, no, and now after hearing that, y'all definitely need to have this man right here. be tell this man because he got the gift the gab, he got the business and the hustle down packed, and I like that.
Sure.
I
Yes,
like
sir.
that. Now we're going into this last and final question, boss man. This is a big one. What is your end goal with everything you got going on? What do you want to be remembered as with your business? Is who you are in general? Let the people know about that.
Well, yeah, my big thing, has always been about education. I actually
Mm.
originally went to college for a secondary education degree with a minor in anthropology. I thought I
Woo.
wanted to be a history teacher a
Okay.
history professor for a long time. As things shift, as being in the classroom doing different things, as like a lot of us have degrees that we're not using.
Hmm.
It took a lot of time and a lot of grinding, almost 14 years of working through different things to really understand, what I was passionate about. At the same time, initially what my dream was to be a history teacher. So
Yeah.
my legacy is still tied into that. With everything that I'm doing, the end goal is to form, different branches of schools that are specifically geared towards educating our creatives and
Hmm.
young Black business owners. That's what I want to be remembered for. Um, for the long term, just being able to give the community and our next generation, a platform and the tools and the information that they need to actually, accomplish things. Not only just accomplish things, because I start thinking and the wheels start turning. A lot of times, I'll meet these producers who produce, but they'll click buttons and they don't know why they're clicking the button. They just know like to click the button. That's like,
Uh-huh.
they don't understand the why behind it. They don't understand where it's going, where it's from.
Yeah.
And that for me it's really bothersome to me. So
Yeah.
I'm really, I want to be remembered for, giving the next generation and the youth a platform of education to, get involved with this creative, industry that we work in, and have all the tools that they needed to be successful with all of the access to the knowledge, to the point where, it's unforgettable.
Mm.
That's the end goal from all of this, because it only lasts, for so long until you fade into the backdrop. And that's what I'm working on now, making sure I get back to the community at the front, and on the end
Right.
of it, giving back to the community.
An all around aspect of it. I hear
Exactly,
that. I hear
exactly,
that. I hear that,
exactly.
man. Well, man, this has been a dope ass interview. Definitely got to chop it up with you, pick your brain a little bit about the ins and out of the industry. You even put some game on me. I'm like, damn,
Oh,
maybe I should switch it up and do some things. So definitely, everybody, if y'all need help in y'all career or need the next step, definitely tap in with my man TJ right here. And I want you to, before we sign off, I want you to go ahead one more time and just give all the information where people that are inspired artists or corporations or anybody that wants to do business that heard this interview that likes what you're talking about, how can they
yeah.
get in touch with you?
Well, yeah. First and foremost is, Instagram page. This is the generation of the future. I never thought I'd say. Go to my Instagram page. I'm on Instagram as TJ underscore 2317. All of
Hmm.
my information is on there. My phone number, my email. I make myself very accessible to everyone. Secondly, the company that I partnered with, in this time, you need any type of production, you need any type of work done. We're heavily focused on pushing this digital platform forward, and you can find them at the official Royal Hype. I'm sure that we'll tag these in the website page or anything like that as well.
Hmm.
Once again, I go by TJ. Feel free to call my phone. I'm really not. I am not joking. As you can tell, I love to talk. So you can hit me up and I'll be like, I don't have time, and still find 15, 20 minutes. Answer
I
some
hear that.
serious questions. But I implore everybody to reach out that way. And if you need any help, any questions, I'm happy to be a resource for you, your business, any ideas, any goals that you have. I'm really here for it. I'm here for the people. I'm here for the community. That's what I'm here for. Jay, it's been good. Great talking to you, man. I appreciate you having me on, man.
No, not a problem, man. Like I said, you was dropping some gems, man, and I'm glad that we actually got a chance for the radio show to dip different into different fields of the industry, because you really don't hear too much about talent agencies, or you just hear about the artist, and the artist is on doing shows and this. You don't hear about the middleman that's like, oh, I got to get this for the art, I got to get talk to this label, and be the negotiator. It's
Yeah.
like I like to put it, negotiator. So
Uh-huh.
definitely, definitely, thank you again, TJ.
All right, man. Have a good night. All right, bro.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, brother. Peace.